Good morning and welcome back to Big Go Hunters. Great to be back on camera for you guys. I know it's been a bit of a lull with the videos, but I've had my fishing head on and I've been down here at my syndicate fishing hard, trying to get amongst these old Hampshire scalies. Now I haven't really been doing much recording because I've been doing sort of quick overnighters and really focusing on chasing the fish, finding the fish, learning the lake, and to be honest, recording can be a bit of a hindrance to all that. So now I'm a little bit more settled in my ways. I've just done that. I got here drove straight from work here, got here at about 5:30, found a spot, really nice hard spot out there, put a little bit of bait out and then got 2 baits out there. So now I'm a bit more comfortable. I'm sort of going to start filming my progress. So it's brand new adventure for me, a nice campaign. I'd imagine I'll be on this lake for a couple of years now. I've been trying to get on this lake for quite a few years. It's quite a well, sort of got a prestigious lake in the Hampshire area. I'm not going to be naming any names, but if you know, you know. Some of the most beautiful old scaly carp going, really good lookers, and even the stockies that have been put in here are up and coming now. You've got fish that are sort of hitting the 30 mark and high 20s that are growing rapidly. So fully scaled fish, all sorts of stuff. So it's a one to be getting on. And so far I think 4, maybe 5 fish have come out this year. About 40 anglers fishing it this year. So it's not fishing good. It's hard fishing, but I just love it down there. It's fairly quiet for how many members there is. Everyone's amazing around there, really knowledgeable, really kind. The fishery owner really encourages a really nice kind of good carp community, friendly community. Everybody helps each other out, helps people out on the boat if you need to get fish out of the snags, all that sort of stuff. So we'll go into all of that in more detail. I've been up since 4. It's now 6, so I've been up since 4 watching. I'm in this swim because I had a good walk around yesterday when I got it, and I saw 2 units in the snag down to my right, literally just a bit further down. They love it in there, they're very confident in there. So I came onto the swim to the left, and I hear that this is a good ambush point. So I'm out 9 wraps out on a nice clear hard spot. Another one of the members who's been fishing on it for a while. He does clean up in this lake. He catches a few fish. Said he'd been out on the boat previously this week or the week before and saw a massive few glowing spots. And I was like, oh yeah, I found a really nice hard spot, and it kind of ended up being the same spot. So that's really cool. I'm just on the edge of it. When you find a big open clear spot like that, and it really is hard, the tench have been feeding, the carp have been feeding, I like to stick to the outside of it because otherwise it's too obvious. About 10 spoms around it of mixed nutcracker, pellet, and nutcracker. So I've got nutcracker pellet and sturgeon pellet, the chunky ones, and it's a very dull mix because there's so much bird, and I'm fishing a shallower bit, 5, 6, 7 foot, compared to some of the deeper areas. So the fish are down on it, especially on that sort of bar bit I'm on. It's much more shallow, so I've got a bit more of a dull mix with just some bright hook baits, just trying to not attract the birds down to it, but they have been on it a little bit yesterday, so I'm not trying to smash in too much bait as of yet. And I'm down here I just did the night, so I'm down here for another 2 nights, so I've got 3. This is my first 3-nighter on here. I can't wait for it. Easter is just around the corner. Like I say, it's not been fishing well. Only 4 fish have been out to 28 beautiful fish, but so it's tough, and I'd imagine they're going to switch on. It's never going to be an easy lake. There's never going to be lots of fish coming out. I reckon there's about 50 fish in about 24 acres, something around that. So but some absolute units in here and some really good lookers. So it's my type of fishing, low stock, not too busy, and just beautiful surroundings, beautiful gin clear water. I cannot wait to get my first fish. It's really getting into it almost more. The more I come down here and blank, the more I want to get here. And I'll kind of take you through later my journeys and the things I've had. I did have a tench last night actually at about 12:30. which is sacked up, ready to go around to the stock pond, and I'll explain all of that again a bit later. So glad to be back. Hope you enjoy watching this one, and I'll keep you updated. Talk to you about the rigs I'm whacking out there. Same rigs I had on last night. So because it's a 2-rod rule at the moment until I suppose I think once they've finished spawning is when we're allowed to use 3 rods. So got a while yet. So normally, you know, I'd normally have myself. I like a good pop-up rig, so I'd have 2 on the pop-up and maybe 1 on the bottom or whatever. So I'm just going half, 1 on the bottom and then 1 on the pop-up. This is the pop-up rig I've been using. I've had a few tench out of here now with it, and lots of carp other places, but this will need no introduction. I was messing around with this type of different choddy, but this is what they call the spinner rig or the Ronnie rig, and it's very popular at the moment. But it is popular for a certain reason, and you just need to try it in the edge to see it. But I use mine with this. I'm using quite a longer length of coated soft braid because I'm fishing sort of on just over a weedy patch on this right hand rod. So yeah, and that's a yellow nutcracker pop up. Have a look at the sharpness of that hook. Real sharp. So yeah, little hook stop on there, hook bead, micro ring swivel down to it's like a size 11 swivel, and you just put shrink. I like using the shrink tube and melting it down, and you just gets that better angle. Yeah, you don't want to have it turn it. I kind of have that angle a little bit in, but not too much. You don't want it turned right in like shrink tube, just a little bit, and then down. And I put my putty there. It just sits absolutely perfect down to another bit of blob of BMG putty there, and then just your anti-tangle sleeve. So that's a 25-pound coated braid. So that's that one. Oh, I love that nutcracker. And then this one, very simple rig. I'm using the stick actually. Something I used to be just like the #1 thing for me back in the day, but I don't tend to use it anymore. You don't see people using them anymore, but they're just so effective. And I'll just pull it out of that stick. But that's actually a spicy red fish that's been glugging in salmon oil for a really long time. It's gone real dark, and then it's just tipped off with a little bit of a white pop up there. And again, sharp as you like hook. Have a look at that hook. Nice kicker, but not too bent in. And then I like the silicone right round up high, because that pop up has been glugging in loads, and it's only a tiny bit, and it just sits like that. And I want them to feel the weight of that bottom bait really. And then in the stick is just half of it is pellet, marine halibut pellet, which everybody knows how much the fish love them, and the other half is crushed up nutcracker with a bit of oil in it and a little bit crushed up spicy red, and that's what makes up this bit just in the crusher. So very simple, but I'm fishing this on a much harder clean gravel spot, just on the edge of the clean gravel. It's quite an obvious spot out there. You get nice crack. It's a nice glowing spot out there about 10 wraps out, but I'm fishing just off it, just before it hits in some weed, just trying to, you know, nick them as they go on there. And like I say, I'm not using a huge amount of bait. So I'm going to get the rods out now, get him wrapped up, get him out, get him back out there, get him clipped up, and get him out on the spot. I'm also going to put about maybe 7 spoms over the top, medium spoms. So yeah, nothing major, just trying to nick a bite. Because say it's a hard lake. Well, it's very well known for its hard fishing, so we'll see. You know, I'm just trying to just trying to nick a bite really. Yeah, so I don't see many people fishing on the bottom here, so that, you know, could be an edge. But yeah, there was fish this morning, 2 fish, big fish, bosh to my right. So I'm in, you know, that's enough for me to stay in this area. I've been for a good 2-hour walk, saw one in a snag down to my right, and like I say, there's 4 of us on, which is quite quiet since it's bank holiday, but I'm sure more people will arrive tonight, so I want to kind of get the rods out. I'm not going out in the boat or anything. I'm just going to put a few spoms over the top. I rode the boat over for the lad that's fishing across the way from me. If you can see over there, I nicked the boat quickly before someone else was using it for us, because I was going to stop putting my bait out in the boat, but there's really no need. You see there's the boat, and he's got a lovely puppy with him. He's a good, nice lad I've met, but yeah. You have a quick check at how clear this water is. And this, my syndicate, it's a beautiful water it's got. Right, now let's talk to you about my latest toy. This new pod I've got. It's Prologic pod. Now, it's been probably 12-13 years since I used the pod last in my fishing, many years ago. Never thought I'd ever say it, but this is a really nice pod. Really, it's a system where you can use these bank sticks for anything, and and even those bits, if I can try and point on the camera, either those two bits there are actual band sticks, and so are the back ones as well. So you get all this in the system, and you also get 3 buzz bars, so you can make you can put 3 rods on the top, 3 rods on the top, but I'm just using it obviously as 2 singles, as it's a 2 rod rule on here in the moment. But yeah, it's really nice, sturdy thing as well, really, really nice. Oh, bird diving on my bait. See how long he goes down for. See if he comes up with a nutcracker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bastard. Right guys, good morning. It's about 8 o'clock, my second morning, and a couple of tench have been showing up like crazy, and this slick has come out over my spot. I'm using quite oily pellet, so it's starting to spread now, but it's big old slick. And there was a massive fish this morning jumping out here, which is what I'm gonna jumping out here. So, well, it's actually more out there. I mean, I've got one there and one there, so I'm about the best part of 20 yards from where this fish is jumping. It did it the same yesterday as well. So I was like, yeah, I'm close to it, but I'm gonna sit it out for as long as I can. Like I said, I need to reel in and go to the toilet. I'm dying for a shit, but I'm trying to hold out as long as possible, see if I can nick a bite, and then I will be moving from here to here for my final kind of day and night. So I put a bait right on the head of that fish jumping, and it's a big old unit as well. So hopefully, you know, it's all about maximising the opportunity on the bank. So let's see what we can produce. Maybe I should have moved yesterday, but I thought I was close enough. But hopefully I can see if I can wangle one. Been a while, yeah? Good morning and welcome back to Big Girl Hunters. So I'm back down my syndicate. It's now, what is it, 9:21, the 29th of April, so we're well into spring now. Yeah, I haven't had anything carp wise out of this lake yet. Last night was my 11th night. Started in March, so I've put in a little bit of time in that space. So yeah, 11 nights. And I've had 12 tench, about 8 or 9 of them being over sort of 6-7 pounds. Some real nice tench. I will get some footage of some soon. It's like I say, I've just been so focused on the carp. I just filmed and help sort of weigh up and photo a nice sort of, I think it was 26 26.6 the lad had this morning. So it's the first fish that's been out for quite a few weeks actually. I think there's been about 6 fish out this year. And there was another little 5-pounder out today as well, so it's the first time 2 fish has been out for a while. And there was a couple of weeks ago a nice brace the lad had in the daytime, which was really nice. As like I said, it's fishing very slow, and some really, some good anglers on there, and a lot of good rigs, a lot of good casting, bait, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so a little bit of a breakdown of what's been going on. Like I say, I've done 11 nights. I'm here for another 2 nights. It's very, very weedy, this lake, and I'll show you the rigs and the bits and bobs that I'm using. And yeah, it's fishing tough at the moment. I'm loving it. Every more session I'm down here, more and more, I love it more and more and more. I'm left alone. The lads here are really nice. It's just a community almost. It's just amazing. Lovely place. Lovely, lovely place. And I'm just so, I'm just hungry for my first fish out of here. I've got my target fish that I want out of here, but it's not going to be like a 1-year target thing. It's going to be probably a couple of years before I kind of reach that. This first year is just about me learning the lake, learning the spots, getting my bait established. A lot of the guy who owns this lake has his own bait company, and a lot of the lads use his bait, and it's a great bait, and the fish love it. But being with Urban and all that, I'm using the cracker. I know there isn't a fish that's swimming around the UK or around the world that won't eat some nutcracker and that doesn't love it. So I've been, every time I've been putting some bait in a few different spots, and just getting them eating it really. I got it yesterday. I've been moving around on the fish quite a lot really, but because you're allowed to use boats here, as you would have seen, or I'll show you in a bit. I put some bait out with the boat yesterday. I put 10 kilos out, 10 kilos of cracker glugged up. Some nice little secret bits and bobs I've been using. And there has been fish showing over it, tench, and there has been a few boshing a bit to the left of it, so I think they're getting on it. It's just a case, like I say, I'm fishing on the hardest spot I can find out there at 16 wraps, and there's a lot of blanket weed, and there's also this kind of like streamer weed as well, so it is always, touch and go whether you're presenting, but you use the best rigs you can and everything you possibly can to make sure that your rig is sitting out there, and you just hope for the best. I've got a couple of rigs that I trust out in weed, and I'm using both of them. It's just I'm just waiting. Like I say, I've had 12 tench out of here now, and so the rigs are working. It's just a case of just playing the waiting game and hunting them down and getting on them. Their fish are definitely down this end, a little bit more to my left, but they're not far from me, so I'm not gonna up and move or anything. There's no need for it. They're in my area, and I'm just going to keep working this spot. Like I said, I'm going to try. Ooh, liner. Thought I was away then. Thought I was away. Oh God, that's got my heart going. That's right hand rod, and that's just out there, sitting out there with a single tiger nut out on the hardest spot I can find in a solid bag. It's sneaky because the birds here, that what, I like my high-vis hook baits, but the birds here are nuts, and I find a single tiger or a double tiger or whatever just on the bottom, protected in a solid bag, can usually is good for in the weed, but also stops the birds getting you as well. But this doesn't seem to be attracting many carp. Oh my God, my heart's racing. Whew. Anyway, I'll update you, and hopefully by the end of this session or soon I'll have my first carp from this. Right, there is some good news. The weather had, like I say, the weather is changing, the wind's pushing up. Like I say, for the last about a month, you know, the pressure has been really high. It's been clear, it's been quite cold. It's not been warm, it's been pretty shit really. But we're finally getting some nice carpy weather, some winds pushing in, the pressure's dropping. It's 1002 now, it's sort of been up there, much higher, and it looks like we're going to get some decent rain. And hopefully that might stir things up a little bit, pressure lowering, the clouds are coming in, and it's starting to look very carpy indeed. And you know, like I say, there's fish around me, so maybe a few might feed and might slip up, and I could have a nice, you know, old scaly warrior in the net for you. £9 and a 13 or £9.14 tench. It's a bit angry because there's been a... Good morning and welcome back to Bigger Hunters. We're sort of well into spring now. It's now the 14th of May and this is my 16th night that I've done since I started in March, so I've done a few nights, yet to have had anything. I photoed and videoed two fish for you, and I'll show you the fish footage after this, but it was a really nice fish, 29.10. I thought it was going to go 30, it was close. Really lovely dark scaly one. Just the type of calibre of the fish that's in here, which is why I'm on here. They are tricky to catch, there's not many of them really, so it's there's not many coming out, one a week type thing at this point. Hopefully it will start to pick up, and I'm close. I'm doing as much as I can. So I got here on Friday. A lot of fish had been seen down the bottom the last few days, so I kind of plopped in a swim that I know, where I know there's a clean spot, because that's the problem. You can be on the fish, but the fish can be in front of you, but you might not be in a swim, or you might not know a spot, and it can take so long casting to find a spot. But by the time that you've done that, 20-30 casts before you find a spot that I'm happy to present on, the fish have fucked off, so you've wasted your chances. So if you're near the vicinity and there's an area where you can present, you can put a bit of bait on, and you can get hook bait proper, then in my opinion you're winning. So dropped in there, and obviously a new wind picked up and the fish moved all the way down, and so I stuck it out that night. I thought, I'll watch all night. So I watched from about 6 to about 12, not one show, and then woke up at 4, watched from 4 to about 8, not one show, just 2 tench rolled. Absolute nothingness, it was just dead down there. So I was kind of had a walk reeling, and thought, what's the point? And then came down here to this end and saw 2 shows pretty much straight away. So I quickly packed up and got round. And I'd forgotten my mug again. I don't know where it is, but and I was dying for a tea, so I went to the so I quickly, once I'd moved, I quickly found a spot in here. Well, I kind of bought what I did is I bought my marker rod down to this end, quickly had about 10 casts in a few different swims trying to find a spot. Luckily I managed to find a spot that I kind of know, but just a little bit further up to the left, so it kind of continues into this swim at 11 reps out. Again, it's firmer. There's weed around it, but it's firmer, and you can present the bait on it. I've had kind of tench off that spot, so I kind of put the marker out, left it there, went to the shop, get this so I could have. I got a coffee, which I just chucked away straight away because I didn't have any tea in there, just so I can make myself some teas. Oh, spilling shit everywhere now, and look, there we go. It's my makeshift cup for a session. And then just as I was kind of walking around having a little scope, just before I finally settled, guy who's 2 free swims down to my left, his rod ripped off, and I watched him play a nice fish in. And like I said, it was that one I was talking about, £29, and you'll see the footage of that after this. I'm going to ask him, hopefully he'll let me put that out there. Really nice fish, lovely to be part of. There was a few lads there helping out, and we all helped weigh the fish. The fish care was excellent. Plenty of water, and it was just handled really nicely. It was just a buzz to kind of be there with all the other lads and just kind of see it all really. So I quickly got back round and went out on the boat, got some bait in there and kind of put a couple of rods on there, and there was fish showing. I saw 2 or 3 fish showing that afternoon, a bit further on, probably 20 yards from my spot, and then again in the evening. And I woke up in the morning and nothing has happened. I heard a couple show right in the margin, and I had lots of liners on my left hand rod, so about 2 o'clock in the morning I reeled in and got in my waders and flicked it out to the left, and put a few pouches of pellet and boilie over the top, and I had a tench a few hours later, and then obviously put it back out, a few other pouches over the top, and it's now 9 o'clock and nothing has happened. But that bite yesterday was at 12:30, so I'm going to stay to about 12 because I have to get off and do some bits with the missus. So you know, I'm trying to. I said to her I'd be with her at 10, but I'm kind of trying to long it out to about 12 just to maximise my chances. Really, I should be staying till 1, but she'll get fed up with me. And, you know, you got to keep the missus happy wife, happy life. Even though I'm not married, but that's what it is. I'm loving it down here. I can almost taste it. It's getting close. Just keep putting the time in, and you'll get there. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the footage of the fish you're about to see. And you know, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And take care.
Bit more, mate. Bit more.
Bit
more, mate. Just a little bit more, buddy. Work with me here, bud.
Oh, it looks well good on here now in this light.
Oh,
that sun gone in.
Doggy, out of the way.
What beauty.
That's better, isn't it?
30 then.
Close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good girl. You're a good girl, Woos. Yeah, nice.
Hi, isn't it? Well behaved fish.
Fucked, isn't it?
Starting like chugging it now.
Start flaring in a minute. Oh, the smell of carp.
Yeah. Well, success that is, mate.
Wait, stop it.
Where's that bucket? Quick, get him.